Go to Peaks Ice Arena for the game recap.
Saturday, October 18th, hockey made its BYU Sports Network debut when BYU took on the Northern Colorado Bears. And in the first period, Bill, scoreless, only 6 shots by BYU, but the second period got pretty hot.
Once they were able to stay out of the penalty box, things really picked up, and action picked up on both sides.
Marcus Giuliano started the scoring for the Bears to make it 1-0. Then Jeremy Weiss would answer to make it 1-1 for BYU. Weiss would have 2 goals on the night. Then Brooks Hazelton made it 2-1 for UNC, and Phil Torreira answered the call pretty much most of the night for UNC in goal.
Did a great job keeping the Cougars out for most of the night.
Brett Fuller would tie the game up at 2 with this goal in the second period. And then to the third period we go. Scott Orth, a freshman keeper, very athletic, made a lot of saves tonight.
Both goalies spectacular this evening.
Jeremy Weiss, another goal. UNC would score, and then Devin Stiers would make it 4-3. Got kind of physical. Brandon Holmes and company up near the net. Zeph Gillespie made it 4-4. BYU would make a couple more saves, including Scott Orth, but this would go in to make it 5-4, but BYU would tie it up before at the end of regulation. 5-5 to overtime we went. It was scoreless for 5 minutes, so we would go to the shootout in the first hockey game on the BYU Sports Network.
Fans got all they could handle with this one.
Tommy Champy, no good. Marcus Giuliano, no good. But Brett Fuller would score BYU's first goal in the second frame to make it 1-0. Zeph Gillespie of Northern Colorado would answer to make it 1-1. And then Brandon Holmes scored to make it 2-1 up top. And on the bottom, Scott Orth got the stop to give BYU the 2-1 win in the shootout. Let's take a look at the final game stats as BYU came up with a ton of saves. A lot of penalty minutes. Were able to do a nice job in the penalty kill.
I'm sure that was addressed after the game to try to stay out of the box, because when the Cougars were able to stay out of the box, they put a lot of pressure on Northern Colorado and like we've seen, came up with a lot of scoring chances and converted.
The Bears with more shots, but the Cougars with the win. Kevin Schaefer talked to Brett Fuller, our player of the game.
Now, Brett, you had a great game tonight, several goals, very intense. How do you feel about your performance tonight?
I think overall I played pretty good. Most of the, just team system or, good game plan tonight. The whole team actually executed well, and, while some guys may have looked better out there, as we execute well as a team, we all pretty much look great individually. So I think that's kind of how that went for the night.
All right, and Coach Weiss mentioned in the locker room right before the third period that you wanted to finish the game tonight, and that's something you do. How do you think your team came out and was able to finish tonight?
Oh, I think it's about time. I just think we finished great tonight, actually. We were kind of on a little losing streak there for a couple games, and finally actually put it together, played a full 60 minutes, stuck to the game systems, and completed a game for once. Looked good, felt good.
Thanks. Back to you.
Again, first game on TV here at Peaks. Couldn't have written a better script there. A shootout for TV, that's not too bad.
Well, for the fans, I'm sure it's a perfect script. For a coach, I would have preferred to win by 3 or 4 goals.
That first period was a little lethargic, only 6 shots. What did you guys do to mix it up in periods 2, 3, overtime, and shootout?
Well, you probably noticed that we picked up the physical aspect of the game. And we forced the play better by putting more pressure on their puck carriers. So when they start looking up and seeing that they're going to get hit, before they make the pass, they start making errors, and their passes are not as crisp as they were in the first period.
How important were Fuller and Weiss there in those last couple of periods?
Pretty important. We leaned on them pretty heavily. We were counting on them to use their maturity and experience to deliver in the crunch, and they didn't disappoint. They did a great job.
Well, all right, thanks a lot, Coach. BYU advances to 4-3 on the season. They'll play in San Jose next weekend.